On this episode of the Anya J Show, we're going to show how parents influence children, their decisions, their self-esteem, and their future careers. Hey, it's your girl Anya J, and I'm here with the one, the only, Cal Quinn of the New York Knicks. And let's start off with all the questions you guys submitted to me, all the things you want to know, and some things we can't quite talk about just yet. Gotta leave you wondering. So, Mr. Quinn, where are you from?
I'm from Queens, New York, born and raised right in Jamaica, Queens.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, everyone wants to know, how old were you when you found out you wanted to be a professional basketball player?
I mean, it's every kid's dream to be a professional basketball player. But I mean, it really got really interesting when I got college. I got to college, late in college, maybe my junior year. And I knew it was a real possibility.
Oh, okay. So how did you know it was a possibility?
We started hearing things from different scouts and, in the internet, the internet was talking. We had the buzz. We were playing well as a team, and people contacted my coach and stuff, and just they told us, keep doing what we're doing. It's a great possibility. I went out to Impact Basketball in Las Vegas to evaluate my talent. Had a good report there, and kind of, everything went uphill from there.
Well, that was exciting. What did it feel like to be drafted?
Oh, it was one of the best feelings of my life. Just the excitement on my parents' face, just the joy you brought to all the people that supported you throughout the years when things were going well, things were going not so well. Just to hear your name on that day, you're actually one of the best in the country that day. So it felt good, made me feel very good at making my parents proud.
Oh, so sweet. Well, something else I would like to know, and so many other players out there would like to know.
What's that?
What advice would you give to an aspiring basketball player who would like to become a professional athlete someday?
The number one thing is you just got to trust in your ability, and you really got to trust the people that support you. Young kids, they think they're so much cooler than their parents and things like that. But if I had to give myself advice, I would say listen to my parents a little earlier. Things could have been a little smoother. Trusting God, of course, I'm a big man of faith, so without Him, then you have nothing. And other than that, just stay in the books, because school is the only way you can get to the top. You don't want to X yourself out by, not doing the little things like going to class and just not making it to the next level.
The Anya J Show will be back after these messages.
Mr. Unstoppable, drop that beat.
Professional athlete, what made you still complete college?
It was just a promise I always had to my parents, and I knew how much they valued education. They didn't have an opportunity to actually go to college and finish, so due to funds, just the time. My dad was a little older, so just the time. It was out in Mississippi. He went to Hines Community College, but didn't have the funding to fulfill his dream of graduating college. So I knew that was the number one thing they were so excited about, because they offered me a scholarship was. They just couldn't believe that I was getting a free education, and why wouldn't I take advantage of it? So just to uphold that promise, and kind of just being the type of guy to just finish what I started.
Well, what was your major at Oklahoma State University?
I graduated with an interdisciplinary study major, kind of a general education major. My focus was education, so I always wanted to get to the school system or do something with kids. So I wanted to kind of focus in on that, and that's what I finished up with.
So you like children?
I love children. I do that. Any chance I get, impacting kids, trying to do something in the community, really just giving back the support, giving back to the kids who support you throughout the year. Kids are like your number one fans. They know everything about you. Give a lot of credit to the parents, but the kid is actually one that's really looking up to you and idolizing you and just trying to copy everything you did. But I was once a kid, and I know how I felt.
That is the truth. Speaking of being a kid, if you could go back in time and give yourself advice, what would you say to the little Kyle Quinn?
To truly believe in, my parents' teachings, everything they do and everything they say is not the coolest, but they do want the best for you. And I think a lot of kids think that their parents are just not cool at all, but they're just trying to get them a better life, or trying to give them, they've been there, done that, so they just try to give them some of that kind of stuff. So I think just listening to my parents a little bit more instead of trying to do it my way all the time. I think that things would have been a little smoother, even though it all worked out because I do, trust my parents, but I think it would have been a little smoother as a young kid.
I know that's right. With you kids out there, you heard that. Mr. O'Quinn said, listen to your parents. This has been Anya J with Mr. Kyle O'Quinn for Cox 11.
Drumming.
My next guest has worked with musical sensations such as Timbaland, Monica, Maya, and Busta Rhymes. He is musical super producer Maurice Veli Conaway. How you doing, Veli?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. This episode is dedicated to how parents and family affect children. How did you know you wanted to be in the music industry?
And it's a couple things. Like you said, family. My father always pushed me towards music. He's a singer, and he, as well as a keyboard player and a drummer. And believe it or not, all of his brothers played music as well. And they had a gospel group called they still have it, called the Conaway Brothers.
Really?
Right?
So you grew up watching them perform music, and you knew that's something you also want to be a part of.
Absolutely. I would honestly say that I became a combination of all my dad and all his brothers.
Oh, so you were following in your father's footsteps?
Yes, as well as his brothers.
Oh, wow. So how important do you think that is to a child, to a young man, to see male figures in his life doing something positive?
It's very important. It's very, very important because, you are what you eat. You are what you hang around. And my talents came from, not just my family, but a lot of people I call family as well. But all of them is, instilled in me, greatness, individually. So that's how I became who I am today.
That is so good. And I wanted to know, how did you get started in it? Like, a lot of people have a dream, but how do you actually make it to work with, like, celebrities and things of that nature?
Oh, well, I started off about 2009 with a partner. I think a lot of people that lives in the Hampton Roads area, they probably heard of us. It was called Caution and Veli.
Okay.
I always did music. I went to Norfolk State, majored in music. Was in the marching band, the Legion.
Well, I went to Virginia State, and I was also in the marching band.
Okay.
I was a Trojan while you were a Spartan.
Right. We cranked on y'all, but
Excuse me?
No, but we met at a place called Electronic Systems.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
we started to, work together, listen to each other's music and stuff like, oh, you dope. Oh, yeah, you dope too. So we wound up becoming partners.
So you all play musical instruments?
Well, I played more of the music instruments, and he did a lot of the beats and stuff like that, as well as myself. And we just worked on each other's vibe and just started working together. And then, after some time went by, we started going to Atlanta. We found ourselves in T.I. studio. We found ourselves working with Busta Rhymes and Twista. And then we had an award show here. and it went pretty well.
So how did you start working with Monica? I love her
Monica.
music, by the way.
Well, it's because of the situation I'm in with Timberland, and we actually worked together for Empire. So I went to Atlanta.
Empire Records?
Empire, the television show.
Oh my goodness, okay.
So we got up in the Patchwork Studio in Atlanta. And shout out to Samandy. She's from here. She works at Patchwork Studios, and she made sure I was good. She made sure I had guitars and everything like that.
Well, that was nice of her.
When I went into work with Monica. So that's how I met Monica. We became really cool, good friends, as well as Polo the Don, So, it was a really good experience.
So you produce beats and things for her?
Absolutely. It was a writer named Jazzy, and we actually did some work before Monica got to the studio. And then when Monica walked in, she was coming in like this. Jamming. Her and her husband, Shannon, who I thought was Chris Brown at first when I saw him.
Oh, her NBA baller husband, Shannon Brown.
I thought he was Chris Brown.
They do favor each other.
I was like, yo, Breezy here? It was like, no, yo, that's Shannon. I'm like, okay. Yeah, I was confused for a minute. I was like, yo, this system might be lit.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Timberland introduced you to Monica, but how did you meet Timberland?
Timberland, well, like I said, I worked with, before I got in a Timberland situation, I've worked with Monica and Twister, Busta Rhymes. Not Monica, I'm sorry. I worked with Maya. Twister,
R&B singer
Busta,
Maya, okay.
Absolutely. And as well as some gospel artists as well.
Oh, which gospel artists did you work with?
A couple of urban gospel artists like The Truth. He's a gospel rapper. Flame. And that's pretty much it right there for the gospel.
And so they linked you to Timberland.
Yes, they did. No, they didn't link me to Timberland. That's the success I had before then. So I had a little buzz,
okay.
And then the manager I had at the time, he connected with some of Timbo's people, because I think he grew up with I think his brother.
Getting yourself out there, getting a name for yourself.
Right.
And then you were introduced to Timberland.
Not right away. So what happened, they brought me to a song camp here in Virginia Beach.
What exactly is a song camp?
A song camp is when producers and writers get together and they create songs either for artists or brands like Target or, Walmart or Coca-Cola. Wherever they can put your music in the slot, or whoever artist they can get your song to.
That's extremely interesting.
And it happens a lot in the industry.
Yeah, but most people don't know that. They think you just walk up to a person, give them your CD, and that's how it all happens.
Yeah.
So you actually had to be groomed to produce and do things on a professional level.
Absolutely, and I was the only African American.
That is something special as well.
So, yeah, and then everybody else came from Los Angeles to this studio. And we worked, and they start calling me Baby Timberland when they start hearing some of the songs. We was producing a lot of pop songs, so I guess some of the pop was kind of geared toward his sound. So I had to show out. I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm in Timberland studio. He not here, but I can't believe I'm here. I walk in.
So you kind of wanted to prove yourself.
I had to prove myself. I see the plaques on the wall, the Missy Elliott plaques, the Genuine plaques, and I'm just like, Aaliyah, and I'm just like overwhelmed.
Wow.
Like, I can't believe this, y'all. So like, even though we worked with some people before, I've never seen that before. You got this kid coming from, West Baltimore, who, a lot of us don't have opportunity out there. Sometimes we fall victim to the streets. You see what I'm saying? And to know that I was here looking at this, like, and really, I was at awe. You know what I'm saying? So I really showed out, and a couple months later, it was like, yo, we want to sign him.
So do you think that's the difference between yourself and other young men in Baltimore, that you had a father figure, you had uncles in your lives to steer you in the right direction?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of my friends didn't have their fathers. They didn't have their fathers to guide them in certain ways. Like my father, he always, made me get up, take trash out, cut the grass. I had friends who stayed in bed, and their mothers was doing that for them. But a lot of them had fall victim to.
So the responsibility helped you to grow as a man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have my father. You know what I mean? And even when it comes down to the music, right, he always kept me in the musical environment. Whether it was church and he was singing, every wedding he went to, I was there while he was singing.
So you admire your father?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, my pops, he a singer. He got that sound like, he could be Donny Hathaway and Stevie Wonder.
Oh.
Like he got that sound, and he still got that kind of young sound to his voice, even in his he's 60s? Yeah, in his 60s.
Don't tell your father's age.
Sorry, but yeah. So I mean, like he played a big part in my my musical upbringing. My dad and his brothers, they like from the area they came up from. They are from an area called Lancaster, which is right outside of Tappahannock, which is Tappahannock and Lancaster. They all together called the Northern Neck. So pretty much nobody heard of it. It's where Chris Brown is from. Okay.
Yeah. You said Tappahannock, I thought Chris Brown. Okay.
Right. So nobody knew about Tappahannock. Until Chris Brown came out. So they was like the Jackson 5 of that era. That area. It's 5 brothers. Like really? Lie to you not. But the crazy thing is this: it's 5 brothers, and they would go out and sing in certain places. And I went up coming up playing drums for them at first, and then I went up going to keyboard, playing keyboard for them. And those who not.
So you played with your father and his brothers?
Absolutely.
Oh wow! So how did that make you feel?
It made me feel really, part, and
like important. Made you feel
I,
like
I still play with them when they do stuff. I still do it. And the thing about it, they say it's 5 brothers, but then we would be the Conway family, because then it'd be my grandma and my aunts, and they would sing.
So like literally your whole entire family is musical.
Oh yeah. My whole family. Like I got cousins who, of course, they rhyme and had opportunities as well. I mean, my whole family. I got little cousins that can blow. Like, it's just
Oh, they can sing really well.
really well. Like, it's just phenomenal. So my family has played a big part in my music upbringing. I didn't mention this. My grandfather, my dad's brother, he played saxophone, trombone. He played in the Cotton Club.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it really started with him. It
That's
started with
historical
him.
magic.
Yeah, definitely magic. So,
So it's like a generational type thing in your family to be a musician.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So with that being said, how my family moved, it kind of remind me how the Jackson family moved, because I was a heavily Michael Jackson fan.
I think we all were.
Like kids today are Bruno Mars fans. I think Bruno Mars took the place of Michael Jackson.
Oh my goodness, you think so?
I mean, far as
he's our modern day
style, people think Chris Brown is, but his persona and his voice and his performance, I think he's taken the place of Michael. So he's the new Michael. Shout out to Bruno.
I have to say, I do love that Versace on the Floor song. That
song is dope.
Smooth.
Yeah. but that his story, my dad's story of how they came up in music kind of remind me of their story. You see what I'm saying? How close knit their family is, even to this day, remind me of how our family is close knit. Like they are. So family is definitely important when it comes down to something like music or art, because you are what you eat. You are what you hang around. Guys that was from my block, from where I'm from up here. I know y'all probably heard of him. A lot of people who rap probably heard of King Los.
Okay.
And I was surprised to see him here.
In Virginia?
He was here with Puff. He was here with Puff.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Now known as Diddy.
Right. So he was here with Puff, and I was just amazed that it's like we made it, bro. Like, this is crazy. Like, you here in Virginia, and he came from LA to here. But you from West Baltimore, like me. I used to record you. That's crazy. We here. So that was a big surprise.
It gave you a sense of accomplishment and pride to see someone from where you're from make it successful.
It was crazy, But like I told you before, I got people that's not blood that I consider family. That geared my music ability. I give a lot to my Legion family, Spartan Legion.
Here we
go. No. I know what you're saying, but
yes, Norfolk State is
we became real close knit as a family there, and I learned a lot from people there, as well as some of the instructors. It's a guy named Paul Adams.
I've heard of him.
You heard of him? He was one of the greatest music arrangers in the country. I mean, this dude wrote a piece on a plane. Came to band practice off the plane, put it in front of us, and it sounded amazing.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? See, people lose that aspect of music, like the band part, the writing part. You see what I'm saying? Everything is all about Fruity Loops and stuff like that, and Ableton. That's cool, but what about the essence too? Now, let's not forget about music. I used to be a music teacher. I taught the little kids.
Oh,
I
what was that like?
3-year-olds to 8-year-olds.
How did you get them to pay attention long enough to learn anything?
I set up a system. I call it the jar system.
What is that?
What that is, because I love kids, you know what I'm saying? I love kids. But the jar system is where I had a jar that said good behavior, and the other jar said not so good behavior / need improvement. Because I didn't want to say bad behavior, you know, because I didn't want to put that negativity
self-esteem down.
So every time they demonstrated good behavior, put a marble in the jar. Every time they demonstrated not so good behavior, put it in that jar. So after 3 weeks, whatever weighed out, if they was good, I keep a record of it. I take them outside, and they work hard for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was able to get them.
So you took the value that you learned and instilled it in other little people.
Absolutely. But before I was little kids, I just played with them. I had a puppet. You know what I'm saying? I just played, and I just, you know, I had fun. I become like a child. You know, they thought my puppet was a real person. Where's Mr. Polly? Where's Mr. Polly? Like,
Mr. Polly was your puppet.
If I'll be quiet, I go get him. Or I'll be like, it's a little light that was in my ceiling.
Oh my goodness.
I used to call it Santa cam. I'm like, look, Santa watching y'all. So y'all better go ahead. They'll be quiet. It was amazing.
Don't do that to those children.
No, but it worked. And what I did, you know, I used their imagination as well. And I got a big imagination. And we just had fun and taught them music and songs. And when they studied for the SOL, I wrote songs for them. And the teachers was amazed because they like, how they know this? They know that from your song? Yeah.
Well, this has been a wonderful interview, and I think you really proved the point that I was trying to make from the beginning. It's like family influences children, and then those children grow up and influence other children.
That's correct.
So that is wonderful. But thank you so much, Belly. It's been an honor catching up with you.
Yeah, no problem. Also, my project's coming out soon, so just keep.
That's right.
Just keep an eye on it.
What's the name of your project?
Bell Collected.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is Bell Cryptic about?
Well, like I told you, personal experiences that I went through, and I pay homage to like certain eras of music throughout the albums I'm gonna do. This one is more geared toward age meets today. You see what I'm saying? So it got a lot of, you know, nice funk feeling. It's a cross between Phil Collins, Rick James, Michael Jackson, Prince. It got all those feels in it. So definitely keep your eyes on that.
So how can people get in touch with you? If they want to work with you musically, how can we reach Belly?
The best way I would say now is just go on my Instagram. Belly Nation.
So Belly Nation on Instagram.
Belly Nation on Instagram. And you know, if you want to work with me, just DM me. You know, and send me some links so I can get the feel, see if it's the right combination between me, myself, and you. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Snapchat as well, Belly Nation.
So Belly Nation on Instagram and on Snapchat.
Absolutely. You know, or Belly Music Group on Facebook.
So you have the trifecta. So it's Belly Music Group on Facebook, Belly Nation on Snapchat, and Belly Nation on Instagram.
That's correct.
Those are the 3 best ways to reach you.
That's the 3 best ways to reach me. And then we'll trade other information from there.
This has been the Anya J with my good friend Belly, and I will catch up with him when Norfolk State plays Virginia State. We whoop them again.
Nope.
See you next time.